In this video, we're going to talk about how to use grids in Figma. So in order to do so, simply go under Elements and select and write in Grids. Now you can see that this very first one is going to appear, and sometimes you might see it at the end of the dropdown. But anyways, once you select grids, you're going to be able to see all of these different grids that Canva suggests us, and essentially we simply have to drag and drop this grid into the canvas in order to basically have the grid. Now what happens next is that the moment you select any photo, so let's write in, for example, city, and I'm going to add this image right here. As you can see, as I'm dragging and dropping, the grid is going to essentially recognize that I'm adding a photo. So it's going to enable us to add all sorts of different photos directly onto the grids. Now, in order to change the layout of the photo, simply double click on one of the photos in the grid. And as you can see, you're going to be able to change the layout and the general orientation, and even make it bigger in size so that you can frame it wherever you want, really. And once you're done, simply click on enter and you're going to have your result. Now, on top of that, what I wanted to discuss in this video is the rulers. So as you can see over here, if use this shortcut Shift+R, or if you simply go under File and then Show Rulers, you're going to be able to see that you can drag and drop rulers directly inside of Canva. So it's going to make for a very easy way to essentially add indications of where you want any specific vertical or horizontal line and layout to be. In this video, we're going to talk about how to use gradients in Canva. So it's a very easy process. Simply go under Elements and then in the search bar, search for gradients and click enter. Now at this point, as you can see, we're going to see all sorts of different gradient elements. So the very first one which we can add is a simple rectangle, for example. And the moment that we drag and drop this into the actual artboard, we can see that at the top we do not have a single color, but three. And this is essentially what is going to change the gradient's color. As you can see, we can create all sorts of different variations of this gradient simply by changing the colors up here. Now, this is true also for the other elements, which we can see over here. So we have a few presets, and the vast majority of them are actually going to be able to change the color directly from the very top. So we can create all sorts of different gradients effects, and it's very easy to apply even to regular objects. And the way that you can essentially do this is you either select one of these elements right here, and you can notice that we also have some of these animated gradients, but most of the times these ones, or actually all of the times, these ones won't be able to be changed, so just be aware of that. Let's create a composition with these gradients. So we're going to type in a city such as New York. Let's select a photo, and we're going to go with the very first one right here. As you can see, we have this nice view of New York. We can actually double click to bring it up just a little bit, and we're going to apply a gradient. So let's use this one from the previous resources, and what we're gonna do is we're going to have a look and try and find a gradient which is going to basically not cover entirely the space. So let's go under graphics, and we're going to see this one as the very first one. So the moment that we drop this one in, you can see that it's not covering entirely the width, And we can also change the color, of course. We can make it even lighter if you prefer, or even just give it this this very light color, so it's more white. And what we're gonna do next is essentially we're going to go under rectangle. We're going to give a white rectangle here on the very left, so we can achieve a particular effect. Let's do that, and we're going to change this to white. So as you can see, you can mix and match the elements in order to basically have this different effects, and we can also make it even larger and add some text. So let's do that. So we can create elements for brochures, or even dépliants on, or really all sorts of different elements might benefit from a layout such as this one. So as you can see, we have this text right here. You can bring it here and center it. Let's write New York. Let's bring this one a little bit more towards the left, so it covers the entirety of this image. And we have our good old dépliant with or slide with a gradient applied to it. So have fun now and experiment with Canvas gradients, and you're going to see me in the next lesson.